Good morning, everyone. In today's class, we will discuss the rules of a signal flow graph. In order to simplify the signal flow graph, we can follow a certain rules like we did in the block diagram reduction concept. So I'll see those rules one by one. So the first rule is when an incoming signal to a node through some branch is coming, then the node value will be the product of a branch transmittance and the previous node value, which means you can see in this example, if x2 is the output here, then this x2 value will be the product of this branch transmittance or the branch gain simply. So the branch gain is a here and the previous node value is x1. So from x1, a branch is coming to x2 with a gain of a. Then x2 value will be simply the product of a and x1. So x2 is equal to a into x1. So I'll multiply this a and the previous node value to calculate this x2. And similarly, if two inputs are coming to a node x3, you can see from node x1 a1 is coming, from node x2 a2 is coming to x3. So then x3 value will be the product of a into x1 and the product of a2 into x2. So these two are added here. So particularly when we see the difference between block diagram reduction technique and signal flow graph techniques, you cannot find any branch point or any summer. Only you will see the gains in the form of branch transmittances. You can see A1 is a gain. Generally in the block diagram representation, we will represent this A1 as a block, gain block, right? A2 is also a gain block, but there we are having summing points, branch points. In SFGs, we don't have any summing points, any branch points. Summing point or branch point can be represented as a node here. X1 may be a summing point or branch point. X2 may be a summing point or branch point. X3 may be a summing point or branch point. Of course, those are represented by the variables x1, x2, x3. All these three are variables. However, these variables can be branch points or summing points when we compare SFG with block diagram reduction. Okay, so when we see when two inputs are coming to a node here, then the first input and the second input can be added. So the first input is a1 into x1, the second input is a2 into x2. So these two inputs will be added in order to get the value at x3 node. So this will be the rule number 1. And coming to the rule number 2, when the two cascaded branches are given like this. See, one branch is between x1 to x2 with the transmittance or branch gain of a, and second branch is between x2 to x3 with the branch gain of b. So we can eliminate this x2 node directly by cascading this branch and this branch. So the x2 node can be eliminated. Simply we can multiply this branch and this branch gains. So a into b, ab, and we can eliminate this x2 because we are multiplying these two, we are eliminating x2. So that means we'll have only x1 and x3. You can see x1 and x3. So when we'll have the cascaded branches, then we can combine these two cascaded branch to give a single branch which gain is the product of these two branches. Okay, this is our rule number 2. Coming to the rule number 3, when we have parallel branches, you can see from x1 to x2 we have two parallel branches, A and B. So the inputs are A is coming in this way and B is coming in another way to x2. But you can see the directions of A and B both are starting from starting from x1 coming to x2 only. So both are in the same direction from left to right. That means these two are in parallel. So when we see the parallel connections, then the parallel branches can be replaced or combined by a single branch whose overall gain can be the addition of individual branch gains. So A here and here it is B. So the overall gain of these two branches will be A plus B. We need to add. Similarly, we have done in the block diagram reduction concept also, which is rule number 2. In rule number 2 for parallel blocks combination, there we have added two block gains. Here also we are adding two branch gains. There two block gains, here branch gains. So which is A plus B. The same we have seen here also. A1 is parallel, A2 is parallel. However, uh, uh, in order to get the x3 value will be A1 x1 plus A2 x2. Here these two are in parallel. That's why we kept plus symbol in between. Which means to simplify or to combine the parallel branches, we can add the branch gains. This is our rule number 3. Series means multiply, parallel means addition. The same we have seen in the block diagram reduction rules also. The next one, rule 4. And in the rule 4, we need to eliminate the mixed node. We know what is mixed node, right? So the mixed node contains incoming branches and outgoing branches. See here, x3 is the incoming, x3 is the mixed node. This x3 having A and B incoming branches, C is the outgoing branch. So I want to eliminate this mixed node x3. So in order to eliminate this mixed node x3, see x4 value has to be the same. X4 value has to be the same. X4 value will not change. So input and output will not change. So what will be the x4 in this case? See here, x4 is x3 into C, right? X4 is x3 into C, because x3 is this node value and C is the branch transmittance. Then what is x3? X3 is this one. From this SFG we can calculate x3, right? So x3 is equal to two parallel branches with two different inputs. That means x1a, parallel branches means we need to add, plus x2b, x1a and x2b. This is the x3 value, right? So if we substitute x3 value here, then we will get the x4. Sorry, don't mind. Writing using mouse is not that much easy. So please cooperate. So x4 is equal to C into this x3 value, which is x1a plus x2b. So in order to eliminate the x3 mixed node, x4 value must be same. X4 value must be same. input and output both will not change. In between, this SFG will be changed. So that means what should we do? We just simply multiply this C here as well as here, like this. By doing it, let us check whether X4 value is same as before or not. So if we do this, we will get this output or not. Let's see. So from this diagram, let's check X4 is equal to, what is X4? This AC into X1. Here it is AC into X1, and here it is BC X2 plus, because these two are parallel branches, so that's why BC X2. So AC into X1, BC into X2. You can see here in both the cases C is common, take C as out. So C into AX1 in the first term, in the second term it is BX2. So this will be our X4 from this diagram. From this diagram, this will be our X4. Now you can compare these two, whether we have got the same results or not. You can compare these two now. Both are very much same, right? So in order to eliminate this mixed node X3, we have to multiply this branch transmittance in the both paths, in the both branches. So here A now multiplied with the C, it will become AC. And here it is B multiplied with C, it will become BC. So this is how we can eliminate the mixed nodes, which is our rule number 4. Hope you understand this. And next rule, that is rule number 5, which is very similar to our rule number 10 and 11, elimination of feedback loop. 10 and 11 both are elimination of feedback loops. Of course, 10 is elimination of negative feedback loop and 11 is elimination of positive feedback loop. So when a loop is eliminated by writing equations at the input to the output node and rearranging those equations in order to calculate the gain of those entire SFG, or simply we can say ratio of output to the input, which is a transfer function. So that gain gives the resultant branch admittance, sorry, transmittance. See here, this is a loop, sorry, this C direction is opposite. C has to be in this direction. Sorry, this direction is opposite direction. Okay, now you can see this is a loop here. Here this is a loop. Okay, generally this is plus C only. See, there is no minus given here. This is plus C only. You can see clearly there is no negative sign is given here. Positive feedback loop. Okay, so the branch transmittance is B, and here we can eliminate the positive feedback. Positive feedback will be eliminated by simply eliminating the entire one second, right? No, by replacing this entire loop by a simple gain. How we can eliminate? We simply write the overall gain of this loop as Actually we have seen in block diagram reduction rule number 11 as G by 1 minus GH, because this is for positive feedback loop. So that will be G by 1 minus GH. Here in the place of G we are having B, in the place of C we are having sorry, in the place of H we are having C. So G by, which means B by 1 minus GH, that means B into C. So in the place of this loop, we can eliminate this complete loop and we can replace that loop by a single the branch admittance like this. So this can be converted like this. So before, between x1 and x2 we are having a branch transmittance A, which will be the same. From x2 to x3 we're having a loop. We just eliminated this positive feedback loop, because why I am saying positive is this C term is positive, there is no negative mentioned here. That means this is a positive feedback loop. So this positive feedback loop is eliminated by simply keeping a branch having an admittance B by 1 minus BC, as we have seen in block diagram reduction also, same process, right? So you can see B by 1 minus BC. And now these two are in cascaded now. So simply we can eliminate this cascade connection by multiplying those two branch admittance or branch transmittances or branch gains. So A into B by 1 minus BC, you'll get this. So now you can see this entire SFG is simply reduced to this one. So this is how we can eliminate a loop in signal flow graphs.